Good afternoon. My name is Abhishek Singh, and I'm here to talk about the Goods and Services Tax. The Goods and Services Tax is a proposed system of indirect taxation in India, merging most of the existing taxes into a single system of taxation. The GST is administered and governed by the GST Council, and its chairman is the Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. GST would be a comprehensive indirect tax on manufacture, sale, and consumption of goods and services throughout India to replace the taxes levied by the central and state governments separately. Taxable goods and services are not distinguished from one another and are taxed at a single rate throughout the whole supply chain till the good or the service reaches the consumer. Amalgamating several central and state taxes into a single tax would mitigate double taxation, facilitating a common national market. The simplicity of the tax should lead to easier administration and enforcement. Now let's talk about it from the consumer point of view. The biggest advantage would be in terms of reduction in overall tax burden on goods, which is currently 25 to 30%. There is also another advantage attached to it, which would be the free movement of goods from one state to another without the hassle of standing in long queues for payment of state or entry tax and a significant reduction in the paperwork. There's also been an international experience that the inflation tends to rise with the increase in GST. Now you have large pockets of the economy which are unorganized sectors and they get captured into the tax net. So this becomes a driver of the inflation. Two, we have an economy where services tend to dominate and GST on services will be potentially higher than now. Now this is going to be another pocket which causes an increase in inflation. Now, so let's not rule out inflation ticking up marginally as the GST is being implemented. The government may have to err on the side of caution on revenue neutral rate due to fiscal compulsions. They may also they may also be conservative on rates and become lenient down the line as collections improve. We are on the cusp of recovery in the earnings cycle, and there's a good chance that we will get to 12 to 14% earnings growth this year. On valuations, there is a lot of focus on the PE multiple of the market, which might increase by 3x. Now, the salient features of the proposed Indian GST are as follows. The power to make laws in respect of supplies in the course of the interstate trade or commerce will be vested only in the union government. States will have the right to levy GST or on intrastate transactions, including services. Now, the center will levy IGST, which is a type of GST tax introduced under the system. This on the interstate supply of goods and services. Now, import of goods will be subject to basic custom duty and IGST. GST is defined as any tax on supply of goods and services other than on alcohol for human consumption. Now, central taxes such as central excise duty, additional excise duty, service tax, additional customs duty, and etc. These will all subsume in GST. The petroleum and petroleum products, that is crude, high speed diesel oil, motor spirit, aviation turbine fuel, and other such things, will again be subjected to the tax rates as soon as the GST council sits in. Provisions will be made have been made for removing imposition of entry tax or octroi across India. The entertainment tax imposed by states on movies, theatre, etc. will be subsumed in GST as well. But the taxes on entertainment at panchayat, municipality, or other district levels will continue. GST may be levied on the sale of newspapers and advertisements. This will mean a substantial increase in the revenues of the government. Now, administration of GST will be the responsibility of the GST Council, which will be the apex policy making body for GST. Now, members of this GST Council comprise central and state ministers in charge of the finance portfolio. GST in itself has been envisaged as an efficient tax system, neutral in its application, and distributionally very attractive. The potential advantages, I may correct myself, of GST are wider tax base, necessary for lowering tax rates and eliminating classification disputes, elimination of multiplicity of tax rates and thus its cascading effects. This caused a direct disadvantage to any of the movers or producers. Now, rationalization of the tax structure and simplification of compliance procedures, the harmonization of center and state administrations, automation of compliance procedures to reduce errors and increase efficiency. Now, the GST threshold was set at 5 lakhs for the Northeast and Hill states and 10 lakhs for the other states in the first GST Council meet. Center and states agreed to assess to up to 1.5 crores and will be assessed by the states, and above that will be assessed by center and as well as states. As per the decisions made by the will of the GST Council, the tax rate would be at four slabs of 5, 12, 18 and 28%. Luxury and demerit goods will be taxed at the highest, which is 28%, but the necessary or the daily need products will be taxed at the lowest, which is 5%. In March of 2017, the GST Council approved two crucial legislations, the state GST and the union territory GST. Another part of the system is that the bill will be sent to Cabinet and Parliament for approval. Now, given the recent progress of GST, we can just hope that the positive effects of GST show and that we are able to deal with the negative effects of GST. Thank you.